Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another macro photo competition. This is a big one. We have Angi Wallace here with us today because we're doing reptiles, so this is going to be exciting. I'm so glad to welcome Angi back. Angi, welcome.
Hello again. It's been a while.
It has been a while. We almost met last week, except for the fact that I was on a train that didn't stop long enough. So we ended up not doing so, but we're getting to meet today. And what did you think of the pictures?
I absolutely loved them. It was a true pleasure for me going through them. So there was some delightful images, and I loved it. Yeah.
I must say, when I decided on this theme for the competition, I thought that we just weren't going to get many entries. I mean, I've always thought of reptile photography as a weird thing that I do on the side, that not many other people do it, but I know you do. Your frog
I do it a
photography
lot.
is fantastic, but it turns out there are a lot of people who like photographing reptiles, and I was so impressed, and I'm looking forward to going through these with you. Now, what we did was independently came up with a list that is so similar. We're just going to call it one list. And Angi, how many runners up do you think we had altogether?
I think it was about 12 runners up, all highly commended, that had something really nice that I enjoyed about them.
Excellent. And then we've got the top 10, no ties, no conflicts this time. That's
No
nice.
ties this time.
Well, I am so excited. I think we ought to just get started. And that's 22 pictures to go through. If your picture isn't mentioned, by the way, that doesn't mean it wasn't a good picture. It means there were 22 pictures that were a little bit better. And I thank everybody for submitting the entry and for trying your hardest. And I think this is going to be educational for everybody. I'm going to shut up and let Angi do what she does best and tell us what was great about all of these images. Angi, where are we going to start?
Well, first off today, we've got Turret Eye. This is by Gillian Davis, and I instantly loved this one. It's full of character, just like chameleons are. But when you're looking at them, they've got their eyes are like all over the place, constantly looking at different things. And what Gillian's done is great. She's just zoomed straight in on the eye, the important bit there, apart from the camouflage, of course. And I just really, really enjoyed it. It didn't quite make it into the top 10 because I felt like the depth of field, it could have done with just a little bit more around the eye to really make the most of it. And also I don't know if it was just from uploading it, but it looked like there was some artifacts in there from either resizing or uploading, and a few specular highlights where it was a little bit bright over the eye. But that's difficult if you've been photographing it in a shop where there's like UV lighting and that on them.
Yeah, I wasn't too concerned about the lighting, but I did agree that the depth of field, I think it isolated the eye maybe a little bit too much and left the left eye out of focus. So I think a little bit more depth. It looks like from the reflection in the right eye that this was shot outside. I may be
Okay.
wrong, but very, very nice, very sharp, very, very well executed. So an honorable mention to who was this? This was Gillian. Gillian lives in a place where they have a lot of this stuff crawling around outside. So
Mm. How lovely.
yeah, South Africa, I think. So there's
Oh,
lots
I'm
of
very
things to
jealous.
kill you down there. All right, next honorable mention.
We have Singing Toad by Tom Bigalski. Now, I've always wanted to photograph a frog or a toad where they're blowing up their throat like this. And I've even got one that lives with us in a
And it won't do
vivarium.
this.
And no, if there's any light at all in that room, if there's any movement, it just goes and it hides. So you never get to see it. This is a great job. Everything's in focus there. Just really well caught.
I like it too. Tom actually lives in my state, just up the road from me, so it's encouraging to see that there are bullfrogs out singing in the daytime. Lovely,
Mm,
lovely.
lovely.
Honorable mention to Tom Bigalski for singing Toad. By the way, I said I told Angie I wasn't going to waste her time by talking about the naming convention, but I had to rename a lot of these pictures today. So get it right next time, guys, or I am going to penalize you. Next up,
The next one is New Beginning by Chitana Chukla. And oh, I loved this one. I was straight in, zooming in as far as I could go. These lovely little tadpoles, and I'm not sure sort of what frog they even come from, but it was interesting to zoom in and have a good look at each egg and see which sort of each bit of frog spawn and see what they were looking like. Again, it's something I haven't really done properly myself, so I need to pull my finger out and do this, don't I? It's a shame about the specular highlights, but I think it's something that I don't know how you can avoid that outside if the sun's out.
if you're
I
doing
think
it
you
in the
need,
sunshine, you can't just a polarizing, the circular polarizer would be the best I think you could hope to use.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you can go out with a friend and get somebody to hold a diffuser above it.
It is a shame. I don't think it takes much away because it looks like such a an in the field natural shot, and what's important is not obliterated by any of the highlights. You can see that these are little amphibians growing in there, and you can see their tails and all the detail. I agree with everything you said. I think well worthy of an honourable mention, and I think that might be Chaitanya Shukla's one of her or his first entries. So congratulations,
Okay, well
well
done.
done. Next up,
Looking for My Next Dinner by Mike Olson. And I love this one. I love the lighting that you've chosen. I like the depth of field. And I think it's a really good choice, using your lighting like that to bring out all of the details in the scales, and it really highlights all of those wonderful details there. I like the expression on its face as well. So really
I
nice
agree.
job.
It is about as good a subject for a low key kind of moody photograph as you could come up with. He does look a
Yeah.
bit unhappy about the whole thing, though.
It makes it look a little bit scary, but generally they're not really that scary.
No, no, unless you hate lizards. Nice one, Mike. Honorable mention. Great pre-visualization and execution of a difficult shot. Next honorable mention.
We have I'm Just a Baby by Amy Furman. And this is absolutely gorgeous. It shows the little frog, baby frog, in all of its detail and lovely colours, and just how hard it is. I don't know how you even spotted this, Amy, how hard it is to find them, because it just blends in with all of that
Doesn't
granite
it?
or whatever it's on,
It
blends
sure
in
does.
so well. But I quite like your composition as well because there's sort of a diagonal running along it, and lovely, lovely.
Would you have been tempted to remove the blade of grass on the left?
I would have, yeah.
I think I might have done too, only because of the ever so slight distraction. I may have rotated it just a tad as well to emphasize that diagonal.
Mhm.
But it's a beautiful picture. Lovely. Well shot, Amy. I'm guessing this was with your A9. Beautifully done. I like the focus, by the way. She's got the plane exactly right for the
Yeah.
subject and the background. Honorable mention, Amy Furman. Great job. And next up,
Next we have Climbing Skink on a Summer Morning by Diane Vatcher. And this is another one where the depth of field has been handled really well.
yep,
Another nice composition as well. There's a slight diagonal going across it there, and just left a little bit of space in front of its head for us to
yep,
look into.
I
It's very
totally
nice.
agree. These are one of the only lizards in the United States, other than in the desert southwest, that will give you a
Mhm.
really bad bite if you try to pick them up. These broad-headed
Do
skinks, they
they?
they have massive jaws, as I have learned. But this is beautifully shot. Absolutely lovely. Well done, Diane. Excellent. Honorable mention for a climbing broad-headed skink. All right. What is next?
Next, we have Fire Salamanders Crossing My Tail by Ingolf Kuntz. And I love this. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the colours in it. It's not actually one that I've seen myself, and I would like to. I like the depth of field, so you're focusing on its head and the front of the body, and all of that's nicely in focus. I love how that the tail is sort of wiggling out into the distance, so you're still seeing that. So it gives you, it puts it more into context, doesn't it? Then you're just fading off into a nice bouquet. Um, the only reason this didn't get into the top 10 for me is like a little bit of extra exposure. I feel it's slightly underexposed.
I was, when I looked at this, I thought just one splash of light, a heavily diffused 128th power flash, or just a flashlight,
Mm,
just to pick up the yellow underneath the 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 chin. Yeah, I agree entirely. It's a beautiful shot. It's very natural looking, but just a little splash of light would have, I think, elevated it.
yeah.
Great.
I mean, it can be hard with these subjects because they're so shiny, and often very wet. So it's hard. You're avoiding getting the specular highlights, aren't you? So you often do have to underexpose them. But
True.
sometimes you need to lift it a little bit more
Yeah.
in Photoshop.
Yeah, even if you just bump it up in the whites ever so slightly in post, those
Mhm.
yellows will come alive. I happen to know that Ingolf does not like to alter his photographs at all,
Yeah,
and I respect that. And
yeah.
he's done a wonderful job of capturing this the way he found it. You can see it was a wet day. I did not know
And
these things even lived in Germany, but apparently they do.
but yeah, I agree. I think straight out of camera, that's probably how I would like it looking for me
Yeah,
without any adjustments.
I think the composition is perfect,
Hmm.
absolutely perfect. The way he's got it
I agree.
in the frame, lovely, lovely picture. Okay, we have another honourable mention. I'm sure. Who's this one from?
This is When You Smile for the Camera by John Crooks. And this has had a different approach. It looks almost like there's been one or two soft boxes used, and it's really helped to sort of lift those darker patches there on it. Again, the front of the lizard is nicely in focus, its face is nicely in focus, and
Mhm.
it does have a bit of a smile, doesn't it? Just as
It does.
the title says. Some of them really do look like they're smiling. I like its tail's curved as well, and you can see the whole thing in the picture.
I wonder if it might have looked a little more appealing had it been on that mossy substrate instead of the leaves. I found the leaves a bit distracting. Uh,
Okay, I didn't, but yeah, moss would really, it would pop a lot more, wouldn't it?
I
But depends if it was taken at home or if it was taken outside. I'm unsure. I mean,
it
some people do take soft boxes out to
oh
photograph
sure.
stuff like this, so
Yeah, you can see
not
the
sure.
two distinct lights. I mean, this may be an MF12 setup with a couple of, or for that matter, any of the twin flash arrangements in the field. It
Yeah,
looks like a field shot to me, but
it does.
certainly worthy of an honourable mention for sure. And if it keeps smiling like that, it'll probably end up higher next year. What do we have next?
Next up, we have Tarot's Spiny Lizard by Klaus Gilloy. And Klaus has made a superb job of getting most of the lizard in focus there, right through down to its claws, all the details on the scales, right through the head there. So lots of lovely detail. Um, I do like it. The only thing I don't like about it is like there's not any sort of catchlight in the eye, or um, I'd like to see its eye just that little bit more. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I do. I don't know. Klaus is the kind of photographer that doesn't make many mistakes. So
Mhm,
I have a feeling that he left this eye looking a little sinister for a reason, maybe to
mhm.
emphasize the striking blue collar. I don't know. Um,
Yeah,
it really
yeah.
works for me. I mean, it has a really uh, uh, threatening feel to it. The way the guy's coming up over the rock like this, I love it, and the
It
detail,
almost
superb.
it it looks like it's about to go looking for food, as if it's
Hmm.
got food in front of it, because 'cause it's got its eye on something. So
Hmm.
I'm almost wondering if it's been fed or if there's food about, like some sort of insect in front of it, and that's what it's got its eye on. I'm not sure.
Well, whatever it's actually doing, it tells a story. I think anybody that
Yeah.
looks at it is going to hear the story in their own mind's eye. I certainly do. It's very purposeful. Very. I love the slightly low angle at it. All of these things work.
Yeah.
Not surprisingly, Klaus, superb photograph, well earned honourable mention. And what do we have next, Andy?
We have a gorgeous photo of a snake in the grass by Gary Panet. And I really, really like this one. I think it's done very well. It looks like it's done possibly out in the field. It's hard to tell because it looks fairly natural habitat. Um, for a grass snake, it is a grass snake. Um, I
Mhm.
don't know. It's not in a moist habitat though. I don't know. Those leaves are very dry. But it's there's got a good focus in there, lots of it's in focus, and it's curled up very much just in a normal position for a snake. I like the way that its head's just popping up like they
Yep.
do. Yeah,
I
it's
love the
lovely.
composition too. I mean, it blends in so well to its environment that
Mhm.
there are places, especially at the bottom, where it's hard to see. Are you looking at a stick or are you looking at the tail of the snake? And
Yeah.
that's the appeal of a good snake photograph, in my opinion, is you can't see it until you look for it. This
Mhm.
is lovely. And I haven't seen a picture of a grass snake in a long time. So this must have been taken in England. We don't have these snakes. I don't think we
Um,
do
I'm
anyway.
I'm kind of assuming it is.
It's beautiful. And it's probably some kind of ultra poisonous mamba. And I'd try to pick it up. And yeah, there
It's
you
not a
go.
mamba.
It's not. I don't think so. Okay, great one, Gary. A very worthy honorable mention.
That one nearly got into the top 10.
And I can see why, as did the next couple. What is next?
We have Black Rat Snake Emerging by Kevin McGuinness. And it's doing exactly what he says in the title there. It's coming out of its hide or burrow or wherever it has been hidden under leaves or whatever. And therefore, it's got all the dirt on its head. It actually shows a little bit of
It
iridescence as
does.
well, which is nice to see. I love seeing that on snakes, especially like when they're freshly shed. You tend to get a little bit more iridescence on them.
As they're younger, these black rats very quickly lose their iridescence as they molt. But
Mhm.
this does show it, as down the right hand side, and it's subtle, but it's very realistic. This is exactly how a juvenile black rat looks.
And
Beautifully
there's
shot.
plenty detail as well. Yeah,
I
the
actually
nice.
like the detail in the substrate. It's telling us about the habitat, and
Yeah,
yeah, you're right there with this picture. I love it. Very
it's
nice.
a good it's a good documentary photo, isn't it?
It
Really.
is. It is. And the eye is perfect, crisp, sharp, well lit, beautiful. And I didn't have a name on that. Whose picture was that? I just had Black Rat Snap.
That is Kevin McGuinness.
Kevin McGuinness. That's right. Kevin, great showing. Well done. Almost in the top 10.
Here we actually have next is a very fascinating frog, and I would love to see one of these. It actually doesn't look much different to a common frog that you see in our country. This is called a very still wood frog by John Crooks. And wood frogs are so fascinating. I know scientists are studying them because they tolerate freezing. About 60 or 70% of their body, they can tolerate freezing because they've got so much glucose within their system that allows them to freeze and then unfreeze again. And there's only one other frog that freezes better and in lower temperatures that I know about anyway, and that's one in Japan. But this one, I really like it. You focused on the eyes there and the lovely colours, lovely detail. But I would like a little bit more depth of field. I'd like to see more of that frog because you've got its nose is sort of out of focus a little bit. So I'd like to see all of its head in focus.
Agreed. Would you have these frogs are rare, and you don't see them out in, in nature that much, even when you go out looking for them.
Mhm.
If you were encountering this frog in the wild, and let's assume that the photographer didn't want to capture it in any way, just wanted to shoot it, would you have tried to stack this, or would you have gone with a just a smaller aperture to try to get more depth? Or would you have
Um,
done both if it let you?
I mean, initially, I'd be so excited. I'd be like, "Oh," I'd be shaking. No, I would. I'd start at about F8. Depends how close I was to the frog, because if a frog sees you, it's going to hop on. It's going to probably move.
Mhm.
So you're going to have to move incredibly slowly to get down to the ground without startling that frog, so that you've already lost a few minutes because this has been shot from low down.
Oh, yeah.
I certainly wouldn't want to touch it
No.
because I'd have whatever chemicals from using soap on my hands or whatever on me, and I wouldn't want to get that onto the skin of such a rare frog there.
Mhm.
Um,
Agreed.
but I would, yeah, I'd go for a documentary photo quite quickly with that.
Yeah, I'd probably shoot a bracket at different, apertures to see if
Yeah,
I could get enough depth, and if the thing stayed still, a handheld focus stack would be my last thing I'd do, knowing he'd probably move. But what a
it's
beautiful frog.
hard. It's hard focus stacking frogs because they're constantly breathing and you've got to have such a quick stack.
Yep.
I've tried it on toads outside in the wild and none of them really worked well at all. So I think I would just go with a like F16, F18 and
Yep.
get the documentary photo.
But I found two different methods that sometimes work. One is to just do a fast stack between breaths if you have the equipment and you're set
Mhm.
up for it. The other thing is to do a really slow stack and time it to their breathing cycle.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
they breathe slowly when they're at rest, and of course they move other things, or insects will walk across them and spoil the stack. But either way, it's a rare frog. It's a beautiful picture, and I believe it might be the last one before we get to our top 10. Is it not?
It is, yes, it is.
So we should start with a minor drum roll for number 10.
We have Basilisk by Kathy Adgis. And I do like this one a lot. It's got these subtle colour undertones in there that are like a purple and like a subtle yellow there, which, they go really, really well together. I love the way the leaf, just because of the shapes of the leaf, it's like giving you leading lines there.
Hmm.
And
Right
but you
to the subject.
Yeah, yeah, and even the light in the background's giving you sort of lines, drawing you straight up to its head, and your focus goes straight to its head and its eyes. It's a lovely composition, nicely shot. I really like that one.
I think the feature that grabbed me more than the leaf, even more than the lizard, was this cathedral-like lighting behind it that
Mhm.
just is so unusual to see, and to
Mm.
have it lined up like this, it's that's a one in a several thousand shots to get that all to line up. Beautifully, beautifully done. What a gorgeous lizard too. I
It
don't know
is
what
lovely,
kind of
isn't it?
lizard it is, but I know we don't have them where I live. Beautiful. Number 10. Great job.
Oh, the next one is very interesting. First time that we have a black and white one.
Oh,
It's Venom in the Wind by Rashid Al-Sumati. And I actually quite like it in black and white.
as do
Um,
I.
I'm not sure what sort of snake it is. It looks like it might be something like a saw scale viper, which is highly venomous. So well done for getting this. It looks like it's shot on sand.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't know whether it's been actual rain or whether the person has had an accomplice spraying some rain in there because nothing else looks particularly wet.
I
It's very
read
white.
that as being sand that was blowing.
Ah, it
I
could
may
be,
be
couldn't
wrong.
it?
I have some inside information. Rashed, I believe, lives out in the UAE, and
Uh-huh.
that might give us a hint as to what the snake is. What
Yeah.
about the closest coil being out of focus? Does that bother you?
Well, it's a hard one, isn't it? Because if you'd gone for a more depth, then you would have got more of that background in focus and its head wouldn't be standing out quite so well.
Yeah, I
So it's juggling all of that and trying to get it to it, you're straight in on that head and the tongue, aren't you?
yeah.
So it would have been nice to maybe give it another stop and get a little bit more in focus, I think. But I do like it as it is.
I do too. I mean, I raised the question of the plane of focus just because that's what we do here. We look at that kind of thing. But yeah, my eyes went straight to the face, straight to the eye, and
Mhm.
I like the fact that the tongue is out of focus. That's what a snake's tongue looks like, a blur. So
Yeah, it suggests more movement and action as well, doesn't
it
it?
does. It looks coiled and ready for business.
Certainly
Good,
does.
good picture. Number 9 from Rashid Al Samati. Brilliant. First black and white picture of the competition. And number 9. At number 8.
Now, number eight's nice and original. I really enjoyed this one. It's called Tree Mistress by Gillian Davis. And she's positioned this shed snake skin in such a clever way, as if it's coming down out of a tree. But not only that, because it's a full skin, apart from that tear in the top, the underneath part of the main body, it's been pushed up and into the rest of the skin. So it looks almost like a backbone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really quite clever.
Or a trachea or something. It just grabs your attention.
Yeah, and it makes you look at it a little bit longer as well, doesn't it? I do like the colour of the background that's chosen. I think it works really well. And it even looks like it might be focus stacked.
I bet it is.
Oh,
I bet it is. I mean, there's so much detail when you zoom in, and I love the kind of double gradient of the background that
Mhm,
kind of condenses around the head and lightens out as you get further down the body. It's beautiful,
mhm,
and taking advantage of that tear in the skin. You see, if I'd seen that, I'd have probably thought, I'm not going to photograph this. It's got a tear in it. But
mhm.
that's what makes it so captivating. It took me a while to figure out what I was seeing, that was the ventrum of the snake bulging up in after
Yeah.
molted, but beautiful, well imagined, well executed, and the eyes are just positively creepy.
And there's nice light as well, isn't it? It really shows the texture off.
Indeed. Very, very nice. I wonder what kind of snake it was.
Well, I can't tell from that.
No,
Sorry.
my herpetology friends can just look at a snake skin and tell you exactly what it is and where it's from, but
Yeah.
not me. Okay, so we are now at number 7, and I love this photograph.
Oh, I do as well. It's a bit of a almost like a fairy tale photo, isn't it?
It
It
sure
makes
is.
me it makes me think of the Princess and the Frog sort of story. Um, and this is another frog that I've never seen before, and I'd like to. And they're quite big, aren't they?
Yeah, they're
Um,
huge.
I love the colour in it. Just those colours are gorgeous, and the textures just from that the pondweed and on its skin and in its eyes, absolutely gorgeous. So I like your depth of field. I like the composition, although I'd quite like a little bit more room in front of its face. Um, but it's lovely. I really like that.
That did not bother me, and it normally does. I don't like a crowded frame,
Yeah.
especially in a headshot. But this is so interesting. The balance between the eye and the tympanic membrane, whatever it is behind the eye, make it seem to work like that. But I love the pond weed and scum and what have you all over its head. It just
Mhm.
looks exactly like it would in nature. What do
Yeah.
you think of the background? I love that subtle blue green.
It's just so natural looking, isn't it? The background just looks perfectly natural.
Works so
I
well
mean,
with
for
that
me,
yellow.
the only things I would sort of look to change if I was doing it is maybe tone down the highlights on its body there, which it's really difficult to avoid specular highlights in this sort of situation.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd even call them specular. I mean, there's detail in them. It's just a tiny bit distracting, I think, is what I would
Yeah.
do. So maybe just putting a mask over it and calming it down a bit. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with this. This is a beautiful photograph of a bullfrog. I wish I had one like this. Good job. Number 7, Tom Bigalski with a bullfrog. That's his second photograph today that we've talked about. That's always a good sign.
It is very good.
All right, we are getting into some rarefied air here at number 6. Oh boy, this I looked at this and
Oh.
thought, oh well, Angie can't submit a picture. She's the judge.
I do actually have one that's very similar. It's got a different frog, but I've got one that's on the spiral sort of shoot, a bit like this. But I think this is done a bit better than mine. Um, this is called All Blue Eyes by Harold Hall. And what a beautiful little frog this is. Um, I think it's some sort of glass frog, something like that. Certainly not one that I've encountered, and I would really like to. You've got lots of nice depth of field there, which is great. That it shows you the leading line sweeping up into that spiral, and then you're left there on the frog.
No,
There's no distractions.
no,
Um, it's really, really well done.
that looks like a
Although,
fiddlehead fern, but I know it's not. Harold is a world traveler, so this could be from anywhere on the planet. He just got back from India. So
oh well, I imagine somewhere like Costa Rica or
mhm,
Brazil or somewhere like this.
I think
Uh,
the eyes are incredible on this frog. I'd love to see one of these.
they are beautiful. Um, for me, if I was going to want to shoot something like this, I'd love to go to Costa Rica to photograph stuff like this. Um,
Well, we should put
I
on a
would,
frog photography tour to Costa Rica if anybody will come.
I would
I'd
love
go.
to.
I'd go.
That is my dream, my all-time life dream. Um, but I would like to see some off-camera flash used. This, for me, this looks like it's possibly probably because it's been in the dark. I don't know. I don't know the circumstances, but to me, I'm imagining this taken in the wild, and it's just got the camera flash used. I'd like to see flash at another angle,
Yeah,
which is difficult sometimes when you're doing this sort of stuff in the field.
incredibly. I mean, I'm we talk about this all the time, and getting that light moved apart and two different sources, if possible, will give a
Yeah,
bit more depth. I agree. This does look like it was probably lit from the front, but he might not have been in a situation where he could do anything else.
yeah,
Either
yeah.
way, I think it's an incredible photograph,
I love it.
beautifully done. And we'll talk about this down in Costa Rica when we're photographing frogs, I'm sure. All
One
right,
day.
we're into the top five.
Oh, we've got a lovely sort of otherworldly, dreamy image in at number 5. It's called Bubble Frog, from Someone with a Sony, and I instantly love this, you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
It's like a piece of art, isn't it? A work of art. All that gorgeous bouquet. They've obviously got down on the ground or very low. And I've seen the images before, and I know they do a lot of wildlife photography. So I do think that this was taken outdoors in the wild. And you need a very shallow depth of field to get this working with all of that bouquet as well.
Yeah.
So it's lovely. I love the composition, the placement of the frog. There's almost a nice, like, sweeping line that brings you down to the frog there. It's lovely. And
I absolutely love it too. This made me think very much of your work when I saw this as being something that's pretty adventurous and out on a limb to think of using this kind of bokeh to frame the frog. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more color in the subject.
yeah, that would be nice.
And
But
I
then you
know the
don't know
whole
what.
thing is subtle, but yeah.
Yeah, it can sometimes be the direction of the light that doesn't show off the colour, can't it?
Oh yeah,
It looks
absolutely.
almost like it's sort of lit top from the back,
Yep, almost like
like the
backlit,
sun,
really.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
lovely.
it's very successful picture. I love it. Can you have any guess as to what kind of lens he was using to get that kind of
No,
bokeh?
there's a lot of lenses that'll give you the bouquet like this. I mean, personally, I imagine 'em being fairly far off so as not to startle the frog too much.
Mhm. Yeah,
I think of lenses like the Primer Plan or Helios lenses, vintage ones that are manual focus for giving lots of nice bouquet, but then you would have to get in fairly close, I think, for those.
yeah, I'd be interested to know because it really
I
is
would.
very artistic the way he's used the out of focus areas. Something we don't talk about nearly enough is how to use as a compositional element the parts of your image that are out of focus. This
Mhm.
nails it. You can see his depth of field is negligible. It's just a sliver, yet he
Yeah.
catches it right through the frog's eyes. Beautifully done. Fantastic. Someone with a Sony Bubble Frog at number 5, which puts us, if my math is anywhere close to accurate, at number 4.
Mhm. Well, this one made me chuckle with its title, Me Tarzan, You Frog, which it's another a little storytelling image there with these look like tiny common frogs from the UK. That's what they look like to me. Um, which is I'm looking at this piece of rope or string that's in there, so and I'm unsure exactly where that comes into the story, but it is a story. The
Yeah.
depth of field is great. You've got both of those little baby frogs, or young frogs, in focus, which is really nice. Um, I
And we
would
don't
like to
have to know
see.
what the rope is in the story. We
We
just know that
don't.
it's part of the story somehow.
And it does seem to add to it, it lifts that other frog up there and takes you through the image. Um, I would like to see a little bit more exposure. It's slightly underexposed, um, but the detail in both of the frogs is fantastic. The positioning of them as well, like it's almost like there's some story going on between them. They're
Hmm.
aware of each other.
Oh yeah, there's a hierarchy there.
Yeah.
Not sure what this hitchhiker is down at the bottom, the blob by the lower frog. I don't know if that's a living thing or a seed or what, but it seems important. Seems like the frogs may be looking at it. Either way, I would not fault the exposure, to be honest. I like the
Okay.
slightly darker appearance of the frog on the right. It gives the frog
Mhm.
on the left a more dominant role in the story. Not really
Yeah.
sure, but I love it. It's clever. It's
It's-
was shot in England, and they probably are common English frogs. I'd have to listen to their accents to be sure, but yeah, that's probably what it is. Me, Tarzan, you frog from Graham Carey. What a great picture! Great picture.
It's lovely.
Which means we are at the top three.
Oh, we've got the most beautiful frog in third place, and it's an image, that's another storytelling image called Let's Be Friends by Harold Hall. And
Once
I don't
again,
even know, it could be the same type of frog as that other one. It looks like another glass frog, and it's stunning, absolutely beautiful. I do like that angle that it's on. So it looks like it's on a leaf at a funny angle. But I love the way that this little ant is coming up, and the title goes so well with it. It seems almost like it is delicately approaching it, doesn't it?
it
Tapping
does.
on its foot. I love that.
He doesn't
I
show
like
the next frame after the thing has eaten the ant, but
quite possibly.
it is
But
it's captivating, and it comes with a beautiful story. But it does look like that ant is tentatively putting an appendage up onto the frog's right hand there.
uh-huh.
Very
And
clever.
it makes you smile as
It
well,
does.
doesn't it? It's
Is this
lovely.
one
I
of
do
those
like
frogs that would kill you though while you were smiling? Is it a
I
point
don't
and
think
arrow
so.
frog? No,
I don't think so.
I don't know enough about them that if when we're down in Costa Rica, I'm just not going to touch any of them because I know that some of them will kill you. Well, great job, Harold. That's two. Was Harold's other one in the top 10 as well?
He did have another one. Was it the top 10 or where was it?
One of the mentions. Either way, fantastic showing. Getting number three in this competition this month is quite the thing. Let's Be Friends, Harold Hall, a pre-dinner ant. And number two,
Number 2 is an absolutely beautiful image that I would hang on my wall, and it's really nicely presented. This is called Cayman in the Shadows by Kath Adgis. It's a very dark image, and you can see the light is just skimming over the top of that caiman, and it's beautiful. You can see the eye and its nose popping out of the water there. I just really, really like this image. I think it's the perfect level of depth of field, the perfect amount of exposure, the framing, the composition, the colours. I like everything about it.
I do too. Do you think this was, first of all, I don't know how you get that low to the water with water that has caimans in it, because you'd assume that there's a big one in there somewhere too. But that aside, how do you think this was lit? Was this just found light? Do you think this is the way she saw it, or did some light get added here?
Well, I happen to know of Kathy,
Oh,
and she travels all over the world doing wildlife photography, and I think that she's probably shot this out in the wild. I could be wrong, because she photographs a vast array of subjects, which she's very, very good at. Um,
But
so I
it
don't know.
taken that it was in the wild, do you think she's used an additional light source? It seems improbably lucky to have got such perfect lighting on such a small subject in such a dark environment, the way the eye is lit up. I wonder if she
It's
added a
hard to
light.
say, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's difficult to say. I mean, some people do actually get in the water with special contraptions or use boats to take images like this. Um,
neither
so that
would
is
be
a
acceptable
possibility.
to me where they have caimans.
Mm.
I think they're worse than crocodiles, aren't they?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure which would be worse. I
Yeah.
wouldn't. I've had one hanging from the end of my finger before, a baby alligator, and that hurt.
Yep.
It's quite uncomfortable.
I believe it. Well, this is a really lovely photograph. I have no idea what could possibly have kept this from being at number one. Before we move on to the first one, what is the anatomy I'm looking at? I know alligators. I photograph them all the time. I'm not exactly sure what this hump is.
Well, I think that might be confusing because initially I thought I was looking at one pointing to the right, but now I'm looking and I'm thinking, actually,
It's its
is it
nose.
facing? Yeah.
I'm looking at it backwards.
Um,
It's
I'm
the end
looking
of its
around it
nose.
now. I don't know
No,
because it actually looks like it's looking in the opposite direction. Is there another one just before below the surface of the water? And that's the nose of that other one.
it could be. It looks to me like it's facing to the right of the frame
It does.
because that's just the way an alligator looks with the hump forward in the eyes. But now, as you
Mm.
say it, this could be the neck and this could be the snout. And caiman have big, long snouts to fit all
I
those teeth in.
think if it's a baby, if it's a young one, it looks small and young, doesn't it?
It
And
does.
that the bit on the left-hand side to me looks almost like there's another one popping its nose out of the
I am going to
water, or
do some
I
research
don't know.
after we get through, and I will drop a picture into this discussion showing a
Yeah.
baby caiman and an adult caiman, and I'll let you guys decide. And I'll send them to you too, so that we can be informed. Either
I'll
way doesn't detract from this picture. It's lovely.
I think I'll ask as well because I've got a few friends that do a lot of herpetology and photograph all these animals in the wild.
Well,
So yeah,
we'll
we'll
put
have a
I'll
look.
put word up in this video so people can know what we're looking at. But it's a fantastic picture, regardless. Silver
And
medalist.
we can ask Kath.
We could. I don't know her personally, but if yeah, if we ever talk, I certainly will ask. Which means there was one photograph that beat all of these others out, and what could it be?
Oh, it's a wonderful storytelling image to me, and it keeps you looking in there. Froglet Buffet by Graham Carey in at number one there. And there
Wow.
is so much to like about this image. I like the square crop.
Hmm.
I like the position of the frog on the leaf there and how the leaf comes down at a diagonal.
Yep.
And then that he's just got the edge of its feet, just toes coming over the edge of that leaf as well. The frog is perfectly in focus, or froglet, I'm going to call it, because it's a young one. And it's just peeking over the edge. And then look at that wonderful pondweed with all of those little aphids, springtail.
Springtail. Look at that globular springtail right in the
Yeah,
front.
it's absolutely magic. I
It's
would be thrilled.
he must have focus stacked this. I mean, that amount
Mm.
of sharpness with that depth.
There's a good possibility, isn't there?
Well, Graham is another high speed global shutter photographer who could have captured
Ah,
all of
well,
this in under a second.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
There you go
masterful.
then. Absolutely fantastic job. I mean, the exposure and the light and everything, the depth of field, the lovely soft background, the square composition, the storytelling.
Yep,
It's just hit the nail on the head. There's even that little bit of backlighting on its throat, on the back part of its throat there,
yep. I
the
see.
toes on the front.
I'm
Yeah.
captivated by the abysmal blackness of the underneath of the leaf and how it
Mm.
appears. It makes these leaves look like they're floating in space, not on water. And except for one springtail who's walking on water here, and you can see his reflection. It's just absolutely endlessly entertaining to look at
Mhm.
and and enjoy. A masterful picture from a really, really good photographer. This guy never ceases to amaze me, and I cannot disagree with a single point you have made. And I think you nailed it this time, Angie, on every single image you picked. I'm very, very happy to see the order they ended up in. Are you doing any reptile photography yourself? And is it mostly in the studio now with frogs, or are you doing anything outside?
I'm mostly at home at the moment, due to the nature of having ME. That's
Mhm.
my life. I do most of my photography in my mini studio or dining room, we'll call it. Um, we've got
Understood.
at present, I've got 6 frogs of 4 different types. And yeah, I photograph them occasionally, but not very often. But I've also got a beautiful orchid mantis, and I photograph her a lot. She's got such a lovely nature.
Is it
So
a pink orchid
she's
mantis?
got a little bit of pink to her. I'll send you a photo of it.
Oh my goodness, that is so cool.
Isn't she beautiful?
You've got her on a poppy seed pod
Yeah, yeah.
in horizontally. What a clever picture. That is
Isn't she cute?
that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful.
She's such a poser. So, I tend to feed her about every other day with flies or very small crickets or whatever else. But she'll just climb on my finger and I don't need to prompt her or anything. She'll just jump onto my finger,
Oh, that's
and I get so much pleasure out of it.
Angie, thank you again for your time and your expertise. It's wonderful to catch up with you again, and I look forward to the next time.
That's all right. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've loved looking through one of my favourite subject photos, so that's brought me a lot of joy. So thank you to everybody that's entered as well.
As always, thanks to everybody who entered, and congratulations to Gray and Carey for another spectacular win. Angie, take care, stay well, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you very much.
Bye
Bye.
bye, everybody.